Today is one of those very rare nice weather days before summer actually hits. So I'm gonna build that trellis. I've got all the wood. Yeah, that's all the wood. So set up my miter saw out here on a patio. Wasted no time turning it into a work area, but that was like part of the reason. I kind of wanted it here because it's nice and flat. A lot more comfortable to work on than the gravel. So I'm going to cut some wood. I'm going to cut some notches in the end. I have a plan. I've got holes dug, and we're gonna put it together. And it won't be done today. I don't have all the finishing pieces. Like I want 2x2s across the top, and then a cool design on the sides, which I finally figured out something good that I really like and I'm really excited about, but I don't have all the wood for it yet. So that'll be later. But we can get the structure itself up. So let's do that. Now, it's really all I need the saw for now. So I have to lay out these 4x4s so that they are 2 feet away from each other on center, and then that 2x4 that it cut, you'll see. We'll just do it. Okay, so now we have to put some gravel in the bottom of the holes for drainage. I am using treated posts, so that should mitigate quite a bit of that, but just in case. Gravel, and then we put each side up and make sure that it is level, and then do our best to make sure they are the same height, although it really, at this point, it doesn't matter too much. They should be within like an inch, I would say. So like, unless you're really looking, you wouldn't see if it's tilted a tiny bit, because that's like a 7-foot long thing right there, a distance. At least I hope you don't see it. I hope you can't tell. So that's what we're gonna do now, and then should just be able to screw the big pieces on. That'll be a little tricky. I think we're gonna have to pack in the posts in the holes before that so that it doesn't move, and then we could just kind of lift it, clamp it, screw it in, that kind of thing. So the hardest thing now, I think, is going to be making sure that the overhang on each side is the same. It's not a big deal. You just figure what your total distance is, and then I've got 10-foot boards, so 10 foot minus whatever that distance is divided by 2, and that's what your overhang will be. It's pretty simple, but it is still math. So let's see how it goes. I fell in one of the holes. I'm okay. I feel really embarrassed about falling in the hole. It's like, who does that? That doesn't happen in real life. Well, there's the structure of it. We're not done, but I don't have the wood for it, so we'll get to that in a bit. So I got some of the wood for the top of the trellis, so I'm going to cut these all in half and then potentially pin nail them where they need to be. It really just kind of depends on how long the sun goes away. So let me explain just a little bit before we move on. These are not pressure treated 2x2s. They are just plain like framing lumber, which is okay to use outside as long as you do something to it, like paint it or stain it or seal it, which I will be doing when we do the fence and the rest of the pergola, so it's fine to use these. Now if these were going underground or touching the ground in any way, it gets a little bit more iffy. Generally, if you're gonna paint it, it's gonna be okay as long as you like properly prepared it and primed it and all that. But if it were up to me, I'd probably just use pressure treated for any kind of ground contact. I am going to get the air compressor out here and I'll figure out what the spacing needs to be between these, which I'll probably just pop it into SketchUp to make it easy on myself. So let's go do that and then we'll be back out, and that part, as long as I have the spacer block, it should go pretty quick. Fingers crossed. Now all that's left to do for those is the sides, which I don't have the wood for yet, and the staining, but structurally, sides. So I don't have a lot of sunlight right now, but it is so nice outside that it is ideal to do some of the pipe stuff for the camera. So this is the camera that I have. Really glad that it has this long cord here. I've installed 3 of these, but all in the house. So essentially this is, the cord goes directly into the house. So I haven't had to worry about weatherproofing really until now. But this works out well. So I do have a junction box for it, and I originally thought I would need one where this mounts directly to it, but that would be ugly. I realized that I don't have to do that. So I can have this mounted directly onto the wood of this pergola, run the wire through a hole, and then into the junction box. And then from there, you know, through the whole pipe system that I'm setting up. So I don't know really where I want this to be on the pergola. I guess I'm just gonna have to get the ladder out and look and see what kind of view I want, angles and everything. But once I get that figured out, I can drill a hole for the wire, big enough to get all of these through, put this up, attach some of the electrical conduit. I've got plastic conduit specifically for outdoor above ground use. Now if you didn't know, some PVC can degrade in the sunlight, and we don't want that. We want this to last. So I got special stuff that does not degrade, and that'll be above ground and probably a little bit underground, just depending on how much I have. But the above ground stuff is what I'm worried about right now. That's what I'm going to be installing. Okay, so this is the view from where I think the camera should be. Yeah, I think that's a good view. This is a good spot. So I'm just gonna put it here. I don't like to overthink it. I don't know if they'll all fit all together, but I think they'll fit. We'll try it. Alright, now, I guess we put the camera up. It won't be hooked up yet, but it'll be up. So this is an outdoor junction box for electrical, obviously. It's got this little gasket in here, and I'll have to put that on before I put this back on it. But for now, this goes up, and we're gonna plug these in like a very roundabout way. Whatever works. Thought I was being smart putting those holes like that so the rain wouldn't come directly in, but I realized I need more of a 90-degree angle for this, so I gotta turn these. And I guess I gotta seal the open ones while I'm at it, because I don't know when this is gonna finish and I don't know when it's gonna rain. Okay, I said it was gonna be unconventional. There's probably a better way to do this. There's probably an actual thing to stop them, like a rubber something, but couldn't find those. So what we're gonna do is cut a little piece off of this, just a pipe, glue it up, stick it in, well, 3 of those holes pretty much, and then I've got caps that'll go on top of that. So the goal is to not have any of this exposed, so it'll just go together. Okay, same thing, but up there. And that's what it looks like. We do that on the top and the right side, because the left side's where I want the cable to go. So I actually need another plug, so it's top and bottom for now. It's okay. I mean, I gotta go and get the materials for this whole side and the other side. Not like the end of the world. I just have to get those soon, so that there's no water in there. Today has been something. I'm ready for a nap, but I can't yet. I'm almost done with this pipe wire pipe. So the trellis is done except for staining. I'm pretty sure these are not quite 90-degree angles. There's a little bit of a warp to the weft, but that's okay. I put the pretty sides out, and that's what matters. So I've got a trench dug for my pipe. I've got one length connected over there, and a very long extra bit of string. So I've got all the pipes cut and everything. I've got some of it connected. Everything underground is getting glued for safety. And I've got my wire, my Ethernet cable. I'm going to run some of it up through the pipe that is going here, have it connect inside the junction box, and then fingers crossed that it goes through the underground pipe just fine. I think it will. I did test pulling a little bit through a 90-degree angle, and there was a little bit of resistance there, but I think if I tape it well, pointy, and because there aren't any other 90-degree, I think it'll be okay. The other two joints over there are 45-degree angles, so I have to be really careful not to snap the line, because if I snap the line, everything's over. Can't do anything about it. That's not true. I could probably snake something through it, but like pulling it through would be so much easier, so gotta be careful. So I'm going to pull my Ethernet through these pipes, set them up there, connect it to the camera, and then run it underground. Well, I legitimately did not expect that to take that long. I knew it was going to take a bit, but it was something. But it's done. And decisions have been made regarding where to plant what. Also bought a whole bunch of mint this morning. Oh my god. There's 4 of them. We've got variegated, orange, chocolate, and licorice mint, which I've never heard of. And these 2 beds, we've got apple mint and strawberry mint. In the off chances that it helps prevent mosquitoes this summer. Not sure if it will. But we do know we need to get a few more pepper plants, which is fun. We have room for that. And maybe 1 more tomato. Okay. It's potty time. We're gonna go. Planting will be probably a different video. Thank you for watching. See you then.